Good evening. I'm Dr. Gina Flanagan, principal of East Long Meadow High School. Members of the class of 2015, faculty and staff of East Long Meadow High School, school committee parents, family, and invited guests, welcome to the 2015 East Long Meadow High School graduation, first ever evening edition. For those of you keeping score, it's supposed to pour on Sunday, so we did good. It is with great pride that we celebrate this very special event with the class of 2015. This year's class is extremely special to me for many reasons. The class of 2015 and I came to ELHS together 4 years ago, and they are the first class that I have graduated from grades 9 through 12. Yes. Additionally, I have many personal connections to this class outside of school. I've had the pleasure of watching many of you grow from as far back as the age of 2. At least one of you from birth. The class of 2015 is a smart class full of many strong leaders. It is a fun class full with many strong friendships. Last week, the Boston Globe highlighted an article of some of our seniors who've worked hard to make a difference in the lives of others. This class has consistently championed for kindness and equality. As a matter of fact, they have single-handedly broke down the walls of gender equality here at ELHS. As you may know, there is a long-standing tradition here at this high school. Each year, at Spartanum, the senior girls perform what is known as the Senior Girl Dance. This class pushed those boundaries, and for the first time ever, we had the Senior Boy Dance. And they did a fabulous job. So good luck, good job, gentlemen. My graduation message for you this year is very simple, and it was inspired by a recent visit from former NBA player Chris Herron. It was 2 simple words: be you. It sounds so easy to say and do, but we all know that it is one of the most difficult challenges to uphold throughout our entire lives. Being you means remembering where you came from. It means upholding the morals and values instilled by your family, even when you're tested the most. But being you doesn't mean you can't evolve. I'll share with you a personal example. I come from a Cuban mother, who happens to be here today, and an Irish father. In our house, meat was important. We had meat for breakfast, we had meat for lunch, and sometimes we had multiple meats for dinner. When I came home from college, my freshman year, I no longer ate meat. My mother took the news very hard, but she indulged me nonetheless. Today, I eat meat. As a matter of fact, a popular saying in our house is that the cries of 1,000 cows could not keep me away from a good burger. My point is, you will evolve, and you should evolve. You will develop different opinions, political affiliations, different relationships, and I encourage you to go outside your comfort zone from time to time to try new things, learn new things, and soak up exciting opportunities. Just think about getting tattoos, though, because those are forever, okay? And some of you, that boat has already sailed, so yes, I know who that is over there. Through it all, try to keep the core of who you are intact. Do not bow or bend to people or ideas that don't align to who you are deep inside. Do not be thrown off by people who try to bring you down. Be you. Enjoy this time to discover who you really is. As I wind things down, I want to recognize your support teams here today that helped you all be you. Your moms, dad, grandparents, family, guardians. I know that, like me, today you may feel some sadness that the time is here where perhaps your graduate will be going away for the first time, leaving a hole in the day-to-day dynamics of your family. But take heart. We should all be filled with joy that they are taking the first steps in following their dream. I also wanted to acknowledge the family and friends of our graduates may have lost along the way too. Know that they are also proud of you. Class of 2015, from the bottom of my heart, I wish each and every one of you many blessings, a life in which you fulfill your every desire and find every happiness. And I hope that wherever you go, you will always be you, because being you will make this world a better place. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium the president of the class of 2015, Mr. Jack Dalton.
members of the class of 2015, faculty and staff of the East Long Meadow School System, members of the school committee, town officials, parents, families, and invited guests, good evening. My name is Jack Dalton, and I'm thrilled to stand before you as the president of the class of 2015, a truly diverse and unified group. My grandpa once told me that to have a good speech, you should probably start by saying how long your speech is going to be. That way, the people listening actually enjoy the speech and listen to it rather than look at their watch and wonder, how long is this guy going to go on for? I have to go home and get my Chipotle. So, after timing myself several times, my speech will take roughly about 3 hours. And that's give or take a few hours in case any of you are being critical. So, now I've been to my fair share of ELHS ceremonies. When my oldest brother graduated in 2006, in this robe actually, I heard my first president's speech. Over the following years, I noticed a common theme in most of those speeches on those first Sundays in June, but now Fridays. Almost always, the words spoken either reflected on the past 12 years or they looked to the future and wondered what it may hold. So, as I started writing my speech, I started looking at my options. I could look back at the past and recount those epic field days at Meadowbrook, or when we all eagerly awaited those colored letters with our team placements during middle school summers. Amber for life. Or when we had morning walks outside Birchland Park during advisory. Or when we beat Long Meadow at the Thanksgiving football game twice. Yeah. And then again, I could talk about the future and discuss in vivid detail what the world will look like in about 30 years when ELHS finally gets a new building. Or not. However, today I want to talk to you about none of those things. Instead of the past or future, I'd rather discuss a time which is rarely focused on at graduation, the present. As the fall draws nearer, it's easy to get excited about our future paths. It's easy to be swept away in old memories, but during these short summer months before we embark on a new journey, we should be enjoying the moment and making the most out of our remaining time together. Enjoy the graduation parties, enjoy the time with friends, enjoy seeing all of your friends and families gathered around you right now in this moment. The future will be here soon enough. There's no need to get lost in it now. Over the past 12 years, we've all traveled different paths, and we've worked so hard, so live in the moment and enjoy this day, because you all deserve it. Now, I'm being told I surpassed my 3-hour limit, so, in closing, it's been an honor to serve as your president these past 3 years, and I want to thank the class of 2015 for their trust and support. Now, until I see all of you at every class reunion, my last bit of advice to the class of 2015 is this. Dream of the future, remember the past, but most importantly, live in the present. Thank you, and congrats to the class of 2015.
Good evening, families, faculty, friends, and of course, the class of 2015. That is us. My name is Arnab Sarkar, and I have the good fortune to be the valedictorian of this year's class. Multi-millionaire rapper, producer, and artist Dr. Kanye West once said, "Sorry, I was told not to start another speech with Kanye West." Socrates once advised his students, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life." He definitely has a point. Life without an outlet can be dull. And for me, like many other high school students, I've spent a disgusting, almost inhuman amount of time on Netflix, trying to escape the busyness of high school. Ironically, it turns out that going to East Longmeadow High School is a lot like watching a show on Netflix. When you start out, the show's a little overwhelming. There's a new setting, new faces, and you're trying to figure it all out. Chuck Bass seems like a creep. You feel really bad for Walter White. And, oh my God, this plane just crashed and they're on an island. What's happening? What are they doing? In case you're lost, I'm referring to Gossip Girl and Breaking Bad. Freshman year is pretty much just as overwhelming. You're trying to decide what clubs are cool, if you want to play a sport, and where your math class is, because that senior told you it's in the basement and you're just really confused. But then you start getting into it. You're not confused anymore. Maybe Chuck Bass isn't so bad. Maybe Frank Underwood is. You start getting the hang of the school. By sophomore year, you have some general idea of what you like and don't like. You finally finish MCAS. You grow closer to some of your friends, and a lot of people start to drive. Things start to look up. But then, at some point in watching the series, you get a little too into it. It's the only thing you spend your time on. You have to find out who A is. You wish McDreamy were right there with you. It's as if your life rests on that next episode of Desperate Housewives. And the same thing happens junior year. You're held accountable for a lot more, classes become harder, and you have to spend more times doing the things you're focused on, At this point in both Netflix and high school, you're inevitably going to find yourself up at 2 a.m. wondering why you're doing this to yourself. And then it's the last season of your show, and you're just so thrilled. Ross and Rachel are together, and then they're apart, and then they're together, and you just want to know what happens in the end. Suddenly, Walter White has hair. Suddenly, I have hair. You click that last episode, not quite facing the fact that after that episode is done, the series is ended. And that's senior year. We live senior year as if high school isn't going to end because we don't know life without ELHS. But now we get our diplomas and the end credits are rolling. So for a few minutes, you'll sit there wondering what just happened. It's almost as if there's a hole in you that the show once filled, and now the show's over. You start to ask yourself, what am I supposed to do with my life now? But why worry? High school is just one series. We've got a series ahead of us. We just need to sit up, click back to browse, and go to the next show in our queues. Class of 2015, congratulations. We made it.
Well, you can all imagine how terribly difficult it is to follow the two of them, but good job, guys. So the speech might make some of you parents feel old, so I'm sorry if it does, but yeah, okay. 38 years and 4 days ago, a movie came out that would change the face of history. This movie would spawn an entire film saga, droves of fans, and a dire hatred for all things Jar Jar Binks. Of course, Star Wars. The original and its subsequent attempts to make all the money in the world, episodes 5 to 3, have been a part of American culture for quite some time now. Even if you won't admit it to yourself, it's affected your life in some way. Star Wars are the movies my generation, and some of your generations, have grown up with. Movies that taught us how to dream, feel, and know that if you're going to kiss someone, you should probably look into their family background first. High school has been our original trilogy, give or take a movie, filled with adventure and new frontiers. We have whole new stories in front of us, experiences that will shape who we are in the future. Why Star Wars? For a while, society thought the movies were over, that a story that happened far, far away and long, long ago was truly done. But as we know, in life, and in the greedy pockets of Hollywood execs, nothing truly ends. Star Wars is back in theaters, ready to show the world something new and brilliant, just as the class of 2015 is entering the world, ready to show it just who we are. This school has been our home, our peers, our family. Every single person here is extraordinary in their own way, members of a class filled with dreamers and shapers. We are rebels, Imperials, bounty hunters, Sarlaccs, Jedi, and yes, some of us are even Jar Jar Binkses. But we all have our own stories, and we are spectacular. The world is changing in the 21st century. Apple is about 10 years away from controlling everything. And not only Star Wars, but also Jurassic Park and Terminator are somehow back in theaters. And the class of 2015 is graduating, ready to make their mark on this changing world. For those of you following along, you'll realize that if high school was our original trilogy, we have a rocky road in front of us for the prequels. But no matter what happens, our story will never end. Just as Star Wars has been revived and preserved, so too will we be. We're graduating today, but we'll be back in theaters soon. We are just starting out on our own adventures, but we are not alone. We will live on in the memories of our original trilogy, but it's time to start something new. Star Wars is just getting started, and so are we. Congrats to the class of 2015.
So, we've officially closed the book on high school, and sadly, this means that many things have now come to an end. First, this means that I will not have to call our valedictorian up at 10 o'clock on a weeknight asking for his help in chemistry, history, or calc. Well, maybe. To the administration, this means that you will not have to graciously listen to and accommodate any more requests from this group of students. For Spartanum, it will have to carry on without the talent and support of everyone here. And unfortunately, in the fall, many of us will no longer be around on Friday nights to cheer on our Spartan football team. And I can keep going on and on about the many ways we've all supported each other here. But from what I've heard about other high schools is that not everyone has it so good. There are some schools that are more competitive than collaborative. At some schools, the administration and staff don't listen to or support the students the way they do here at ELHS. And there are also a lot of places where the sports teams, clubs, and talent shows don't get anywhere near the support that we have enjoyed. So there are many emotions that we might be feeling today. Pride, excitement, maybe a little bit of sadness, but I would suggest that appreciation should be at the top of everyone's list. You have to admit, we've had it pretty good here. We are all our own unique individuals, and while this should be celebrated, we need to remember that we've all been part of something bigger than ourselves. We are all Spartans. We owe this place a lot, and you know what? Come to think of it, maybe I was wrong about closing the book on high school. Instead, graduation should probably just be the start of a new chapter in how we support this school, and most importantly, each other in the years to come. Good luck, class 2015.
We have another round of applause for our student speakers. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to family and friends, faculty and staff, members of the school committee and other town boards, and of course, to the members of the class of 2015. Exactly. This evening we gather to celebrate the accomplishments and the graduation of the class of 2015. The class of 2015 is a class who has made the most of their 4 years at ELHS. You have made a marked impact on ELHS during that time. This impact will continue to influence us all as you go on to newer challenges and new heights. This is a class willing to engage all that ELHS has to offer, academically, co-curricularly, athletically, and in the community at large. As you entered high school 4 years ago, you realized quickly that getting involved is the way to make the most of your time here. Through your involvement, you realized that you had an influential, collective voice in life at ELHS and beyond. You've been a class that has gotten involved in the discussions on the pertinent issues and have welcomed differing perspectives. A few of your classmates to whom I have spoken have characterized your class as a goal-oriented group willing to engage issues with a welcoming spirit and a moral compass. This is quite a compliment, and certainly well-deserved. The class of 2015 arrived at ELHS in the fall of 2011 with many of these skills already developed. There were times during your middle school years where you rallied around a classmate going through a difficult time, offering support and a morale boost. These skills only became stronger as you continued to apply them throughout your high school career. You have a collective understanding of what is most important and most urgent, requiring our immediate attention. This was best demonstrated during the assembly with Chris Herron, addict, and former NBA player, when the assembly went into the question and answer period, the students began asking questions and sharing some very personal experiences, leaving themselves very vulnerable. As you know, high schools follow their senior leadership. Not only during this time in the assembly was there incredible respect and support shown for fellow students through the undivided attention and quiet being given each speaker, but also when the dismissal bell rang, signaling the end of the school day, not one student lost focus or moved. That was one of the more impressive moments I've observed in my educational career. Your influence over the 4 years, has helped create this culture at ELHS. Certainly the class of 2015 has the academic talent and success that we celebrate, and we witness this with the numerous awards being presented to graduating seniors at the May 6 awards nights. It is incredibly impressive to see the list of plans for all of you come next September. This is a list certainly second to none. For me, however, I see your class's impact. The greatest impact on ELHS is what you have done for this school and this community. Over 4 years, you have helped us all become more aware and more welcoming. During that time, as a class, you've sharpened your own skills and deepened your own experiences. You are ready to move on. Your work here is accomplished. And for that, class of 2015, we congratulate you, we thank you, and we wish you all the best as you seek new challenges.
I think it's my turn to speak. They start the balloons. Well, everyone, I'm well aware that I'm the 7th and last speech before the conferring of the diplomas. And I promise you all, I am brief. So a question, what makes the class of 2015 unique? Well, one point is they were all born around the same time, 1996, 1997. Another, because of this community stability, the class, for the most part, have spent their years together in East Long Meadow Public Schools, many right from kindergarten through today. But the uniqueness of these seniors extends far beyond these statistical similarities. In talking to a number of seniors, one theme clearly emerged, and that is that this class is composed of a diverse student body, for they represent a wide range of talents and abilities, personalities and interests. We have, for example, scholars and musicians, athletes and preppies, actors and actresses, workers and visionaries, and they use this diversity to build strong friendships. That is what distinguishes this class. They are personable, they are friendly, they have the flow. So class of 2015, as you're together for the last time, appreciate yourself and your classmates for this unique bond of friendship. Yes, after today, you are no longer an East Long Meadow High School student. Think about that. So embrace the next phase of your life, whatever it might be, for you're well prepared through your formal education at the high school and through your informal education of unique friendships. Seniors, you are ready. Success and happiness to all. If we have a little eye contact, it's showtime. Let's give out those diplomas.
John Peter Dalton. Arnab Kumar Sarkar. Andrew Abraham Katz. Jack Dennis Moynihan. Noah Manuel Gonzalez. Catherine Mary Bonavita. Mario Jill McLaughlin. Jenny Mary Taylor. Juliana Elizabeth Fazio. Julia Catherine Stone. Stephanie Elizabeth McSweeney. Chelsea Catherine McManus. Alyssa Mary Highland. Wesley Tate Olin. Ryan John Emilio. Richard Osadevaran Ukelagaranya. Anthony Luis Rosario. Jacob Connor Podmore. Brendan Nicholas LeClaire. Benjamin Thomas Podmore. Rachel Marie Corville. Caitlin Rain O'Reilly. Megan Conchetta Byrne. Amy Maria Zubenko. Rachel Sarah Michelson. Leah April Sheets. Lauren E. Porth. Drew River Peterson. Connor Wu Heath. Andrew Edward Forrest. Michael Stephen Buckley. Peter James Daggett. Tyler Thomas Brown. Sean Patrick Sullivan. Zachary Leland Sealer. Christian John Santinello. Alexandra Lee Fern. Kayla Lee Denault. Gia Nicole Sarkis. Mahek Conjolia. Sarah Elizabeth LaRoe. Brittany Marie Thomas. Elizabeth Faith Lavoy. Catherine Jeannie Novak. Peter James Trace. Jose Francisco Varela. Adam Richard Sheets. Andrew Joseph DiFiore. Andrew D. Forrest. Christopher Neil Mullins. Sam Portnove. Jacob Orion Nichols. Julie Teresa Sonoda. Isabella Maria Kakoyanakis. Samantha Marie Henderson. Allison Demetra Avdulis. Sarah Ann Downey. Alicia Denise Burnett. Mary Margaret Bates. Courtney Lee Lombardi. James Wesley Bates. William Frank McCullum. Charles Joseph McLean III. Nicholas John Buendo. Joshua Heropoulos. Daniel Ahmed Farouki. Jimmy Huen. Matthew Eric Gasparini. Jessica Lauren Slater. Allison Marie Burns. Sheila Tran. Lauren Elizabeth Rodolakis. Maura Frances Simons. Alyssa Michelle Pioggia. Jillian Leishan Morcino. Samantha Jennifer Godfrey. James Liddell Bowen Jr. Christopher Michael Casella. David Robert Connors. Liam James Skiffington. Drew S. Meyer. Mark Samuel Besnos. Cody Joseph Weiland. Brian Matthew Blair Jr. Madison Nicole Moreno. Erica Danielle Torf. Alyssa Joy Shepard. Stephanie Kim Makarowski. Dominique Nicole Loisel. Alana Francine Laporte. Kelly Marie LaJoy. Brianna Marie Moyers. Nathan Charles Lindsay. Jonathan Albert Alfonso. Chase Errol Sawyer. Nicholas William Turnberg. Dominic Victor Tranghese. Connor David Thompson Hebert. Jack Thomas Trainer. James Clifford Stone. Chloe Ray Munier. Leah Nicole Martin. Kamari Laurel Eddington. Caitlin Ashley Forbes. Serena Snow Gallant. Sarah Glenna Grasso. Sage Sierra King. Austin Michael Monty. Maz Raymond Mobeen. Nicholas Allen Shea. Adam Paul Randall.
Matthew Mark Pellegrino. Christopher Stephen Penniman. Joseph Michael Piemonte. Ethan Raven Prendergast. Madison Leigh Dupre. Kayla Elizabeth Ebner. Taya Louise Dempsey. Alexa Marie Craig. Lauren Elizabeth Champagny. Olivia Ann Calcasola. Azra Afsel. Shannon Nicole Kennedy. Eric L. Papalardo. Marco Rafael Papalo. Matthew Tiberius Paul. Alec Connor Hills. Christopher Thomas Cage. Nicholas Joseph Loopy. Tyler Lawrence Maloney. Thomas Matthew Mannerite. Erin Marie Dillon. Nicolette Shannon Rooney. Taya Lynn Kenny. Julia Beth Wood. Kara Marie Balboni. Sophia Etta Kapua. Alice Calabrese. Deanna Giovannina Capua. Brandon Michael Manzillo. David Richard Kern. Jared Jashawn Jackson. Matthew Joseph Indomenico. James Riley Griffin. Ian Timothy Fitzgerald. Carter Angelo Ferranti. Michael Bruce Fenney. Lily Chang. Sabina Lynn Broder. Julia Mary Decker. Tia Ann Westcott. Alexa Hope Mellis. Jillian Marie Turowski. Anna Lise Wilkins. Caitlin Elizabeth Johnson. Nicholas C. Hansman. Benjamin Sinclair Hansen. Nicholas Anthony Calvanese. Michael William Holman. Isaac R. Pish. John Robert DeSabato. Matthew Thomas Donovan. Ricky Milton Dupre III. Rachel Elizabeth Douglas. Gabriella Kathleen Holland. Catherine Maria Chevalier. Kaylee Brooke Bosworth. Anijah Jeanette Santiago Arelis. Charlotte Rose Ross. June Gabriella Clemmer. Albert J. Hernandez Cordova. Giacomo Alfonso Cabrera. Thomas Gennaro Charla. Devin Michael Densau. Thomas L. Cronin. Arnie O. Arneson IV. Anthony Mark Magnani. Tyler Joseph Martinelli. Vincent Enrico Magnani. Ryan Paul Fisher. Kira Marie Cotter. Paige Augusta Seuss. Kayla Ann Sullivan. Victoria Marie Othier Petrucci. Brianna Nicole DeRico. Brittany Kiana Cruz. William Robert St. Marie. Kyle Albert Booth. Nicholas Donald Brown. Thomas Joseph Chapdelaine. Dominic S. Bushway. Connor Ryan Humphreys. Andrew James Mitchell Grondowski. Gavin Richard Butler. Brett Scott Smith. Megan Catherine Lindsay. Emily Rose Boudreau. Andrea Norma Palacios. Robert Alexander Butcher. Daniel Joseph Lombardo. Nicholas Sergey Demarest. Matthew Julian Frederick. Douglas C. McSweeney. Michael William Hampton. And Benjamin P. Gilmet.
Wait a minute, guys. We got to make this official. All right. Chairman Frachero, I proudly announce that the class of 2015 has met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the East Long Meadow School Committee and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. You now are graduates.